Hola, hola peeps. I am so freaking late today. Please forgive me. I was beating my face. I was beating my face. Ah, OMG. How you loving? How you loving? If you're new here, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. We have so many new subscribers, hundreds and hundreds of new subscribers, thousands of new people finding the channel. So thankful, so thankful, so thankful. If this is your first time here, I'm Reverend Valerie Love, also known as Kaisi, and I'm a teacher here for the transcendence of humanity. Hey, Terry. A wizard is never late. Is that what they say? Good morning, over day. Oh, good afternoon. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be at whatever time you may be watching this. It's now. It's now o'clock, baby. That's the only time. So I'm here as a divine midwife of soul destiny. How you loving? Morocco! Oh my God, I've got to get there. I've been to Kenya and I've got to get to Morocco. I've been drooling over the pictures of Morocco. You know how I like it's now o'clock. You know how I love to travel the world. I've been all over the world, China and Hong Kong and Bali and leading retreats in Bali and Sedona. And we're going to Sedona in December and Paris and Cannes and all of these places in Dubai, leading retreats in Dubai. OMG. Oh, it's a beautiful homegoing for George Floyd. Thank God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. How beautiful. And you know, oh, thank you so very much. Mwah. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. I'm beginning a beauty channel because I love it. I love it. Hey, Seth, how you loving? Mwah. Love you, love you, love you. Hey, Natural World. Oh, you're excited for this live because we're like overwhelmed with so much right now. We're overwhelmed with so much right now. Come on, work it, work it, work it. I gotta do a little something, something for y'all. OMG, so I'm starting a beauty channel and I'll let y'all know when it launches. It's gonna be launching soon. Woo, woo, woo. Because I just love it, I love it, I love it. I'm trying to accumulate enough money so that I can make a trip to Sedona. Come on, you know what you do? Instead of seeking to accumulate the money, have a powerful intention. Hold the powerful intention and say yes. And say, I'm going to Sedona, because that still somewhat puts the money in front of it. Money is never to be in front of you. Get 40 money spells. Money is to be behind you. As a matter of fact, let me pull out 40 money spells so I can share something with you for a quick moment. If you don't have it, get it. Come here, 40 money spells. Where are you? 40 money spells. Okay. If you do not have these triplets, pick them up. 40 money mantras, 40 money spells, 40 money scriptures, and get your whole life. And what I love about these is they're workbooks. You can write all over them. You can craft them with them and everything. Let's go to the spell where money is behind you. I'll tell you exactly what spell to use from here. This is what I use. This is what I have used for years. So I'm only giving you what I use, okay? By the way, thank you to everyone who bought this book. And thank you to everyone who left reviews. Thank you for leaving reviews. Thank you for leaving reviews. Thank you for leaving reviews. Here it is, spell number 11. Put money behind you. This is a powerful spell. I did it many years ago and I continue to do it in my unconscious. Even when I am walking around, money's behind me. Most people, woo, let me get my bell. Come on, Natural Market. Oh, let me get my bell. Come on, baby. I know that's right. Money in the vortex. Money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. Billionfold return to you. Thank you so much. Mwah. Most people have money, and this was me. I had money in front of me. And what does that mean? The money was leading the way. The money was telling me what I could and could not do. The money was the boss, not me. And that's reverse. I won't say it's wrong. It's simply an experience we have as we're growing through. It's just an experience you're growing through. Smash that like button, baby. Smash that share button, baby. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell. Subscribe and ring the bell. And when money is in front of you, it dictates what you can do. When money is behind you, you dictate energetically. You determine what you shall do by the power of choice. See, money in front of you takes away your choice. And choice is your God-given right from the Creator. You have the right to choose. So if I choose I'm going to do that, then the money is behind you. It's supposed to show up for that thing. This is your agency. This is your self-initiation. This is you initiating your life. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do that. You're in the power seat. You're in the power position. You're the sovereign being. Yes, Aurora Day, I'm doing that. I'm not doing that. Boom. Not, if I get the money, maybe I can do it. One of my, money is energy. That's right. We're abundant. Yes. One of my beloved teachers taught me this. He said, if money stops you, it will always stop you. That was the second I let money stop stopping me. I stopped money from stopping me. So when you're ready to come on our trips with us, as you know, we'll be going to Sedona in December for the Vortex experience together with the family. And you'll meet a lot of the family members that are in the mystery school. All the students that are in the mystery school, you're welcome and able to come. If you're in the program, you're going to get first dibs at registering for Sedona because Sedona is going to sell out. It's going to exceed our capacity. So the first ones that get the opportunity to register for Sedona, woo, come on! Gloria the Glorious. Let me read your name again. Aluria the Glorious. Is that your name? That's magnificence. And guess what? Each one of these books is 1111. 1111, 1111, 1111. Get all three. These are triplets. These are sisters. They go together. Work the processes together. All three of them. And leave a great review on Amazon about how you're using them. Okay? How you're using the triplets. Now, we're going to Sedona for the Vortex experience in December. We're going to Peru in February for plant medicine. Ayahuasca, San Pedro, walking the Inca Trail, Andes Mountains, all of it. Sweat Lodge, all of it. Can I just say all of it? You will be inducted into the mysteries of the Inca. Our shaman there, who is Kush, freaking love him. Love him, love him. We have a couple of shamans that we work with very closely that Spirit brought us right to. Kush and Maestro. Okay? Get ready. Get ready for Peru. Because Peru is going to be off the charts. Now, if you're in the mystery school and you're one of the students in the program and you're about to be initiated, we start next Saturday, June 20th. And you can even still join, let me not say that. You can join up until it's full. And I'm not telling you when it's full. So you need to take action and join. We have the initiatory path and we have the study path. You can now study the entire mystery school with me and your other mystery school students from home, the entire protocol from home. It's what you asked for. And now we have it. Go to Christian Witches. It'll be linked up below. Now, how to keep your cool and calm when the whole world looks like it's melting down. Doesn't it look like the whole world is melting down? First we had Rona, then we had the absolute enough response to 200 years of tyranny and oppression and meanness and murdering of Black people. That's what we're in now. So we had this pandemic. Let's look at what we've had, and we're not even halfway through 2020. Let's look at what we have so far. February, March brought in a pandemic, a virus that seemed to be something that brought much fear up for all human beings on planet Earth. We're having a global experience, which means we're all in this together. And then we had a lockdown. And the lockdown said, stay in your house, don't go anywhere. Don't associate with other human beings, be still. So with all of this going on, then after the lockdown, we had protests to the lockdown. And in the protest to the lockdown, we now went into another experience. And the additional experience that we now went into is an experience that has been existing in this country since before the birth of this country, is the, how you loving, is the disproportionate killing and absolute disregard for Black life in this country, these United States of America. And now we find ourselves with riots, fires, protests, and enough. Enough. Now, if you have been on planet Earth for the last 3-4 months, it looks like the whole thing is going to hell in a handbasket, and that's a good thing. It's supposed to be like that. You see, from the ashes rises the phoenix, and from this meltdown births a new glorious consciousness on planet Earth. This is what your soul came for. This is what I came for. The utter, total destruction of life as we knew it. Go. Good. Why? Because life as we knew it still included, in this country, in the United States, special privileges for some people and murder for others. Life as we knew it, still we thought as a global family that we were not all one. We thought there were Indian people over there and Chinese people over there and Peruvian people over there and Parisian people over there and, you know, German people over there and American people over here and UK people over there. And what we have now discovered, and African people over there, what we have now discovered is we're all in this thing together. There's no you over there. Did Rona say that? Rona went to every country. Rona was a non-partisan, non-discriminatory experience. Rona was everywhere. Rona was in Germany. Rona was Africa. Rona was in China. Rona was in America. Rona didn't care what your color was. Rona didn't ask you, what color are you? And I'm going to determine, do I want to come to the Chinese people? Do I want to come to the European people? Do I want to come to the African people? Rona went everywhere because that's how nature is. Nature is no respecter of persons. Nature is equal opportunity. The sun is shining on everybody. Grass is growing everywhere. Trees are growing everywhere. Nature don't pay attention to us and our craziness. We're the crazy ones on the planet. I think we now have established humanity is the craziest species on the planet. And we're the most bizarre species on the planet. And we're the only species on the planet that goes contrary to nature and that just absolutely desecrates our own home. We're the only ones. Come on. Money in the vortex. Right? We are the only crazy ones on the planet. Humans. Humans are the only ones killing each other. And you know what's so bizarre? Humans are making bigger and bigger guns to kill each other. I got a big gun. Well, I'm going to make a bigger gun to kill the Chinese people. Well, I'm going to make a bigger gun to kill the Russian people. Well, I'm going to make an even bigger bomb to kill all of y'all. If you set off a bomb anywhere on the planet, it affects everywhere on the planet. Nature is looking at us like, they're going to kill themselves and we're going to still be here. That's what nature looks at us and says. Well, they're going to kill themselves and we're still going to be here. The frogs will still be here. The lakes and rivers and streams will be better when we are gone. Clean. Like, whew, what was that pest that was on planet Earth? Chopping down all the trees. They're so dumb, they don't even realize they're chopping down all the trees in the Amazon. They're so dumb, they don't even realize that this is where they get their oxygen from. But they'll figure it out when they ain't got no oxygen. Hacking away at the lungs of the planet, just hacking away. Cutting all the trees down. For what? Make some paper. For what? To wipe your behind so you could dash to Costco and buy a big thing of toilet paper when the pandemic comes around. We are out of our minds. Just walk through any store. We have lost our minds. Vitamins on the shelf, still intact. Toilet paper, ravaged. Hand sanitizer, killing good bacteria along with bad bacteria, ravaged. We have lost our minds, clearly. It has been proven undeniably, uncategorically, that humans are the craziest, self-destructive, ignorant species of all the species ever created. As a matter of fact, there's been a debate going on in heaven between the angels saying, God, we think this is a failed experiment. And God is like, no, let's not throw out the baby with the bathwater now. I believe in humans. And the angels are looking like, why? Like, you created this thing that could choose anything. And look at their choices. I mean, do they realize they're self-destructing? Do they realize that? They're self-destructing because they won't get along. At least we all know how to get along. God is like, no. They're going to get themselves together because these are gods. And gods always get themselves together. So I pray you know you're God. Ye are gods. I pray you know it. And get yourself together. Now, everything. The birds are looking at the humans like, these are some crazy ass. Where did these come from? And all of these beings were completely at peace before we came along. The dinosaurs, well, they had something come from the sky, right? And hit the planet or whatever. Then we evolved, as they tell us, the story. And then we just started massively destroying things. We just started bull through a china shop, massively destroying things. That's not our purpose here. Our purpose here is to honor nature. Our purpose here is to take care of our home. It is our home, this big blue marble in the sky. This is our home. This is our home. We are to tend to it. We are to take care of it. We are to take care of each other. We are one family, came from the same group of black women that's still in Africa right to this day. We're siblings, but we got to, I'm better than you and I'm going to kill you. We're siblings. We got very Cain and Abel with it. Cain, according to the story, committed the first murder in human history. According to the story, it's a parable. It's a metaphor to teach us that's what happens when you hate on your brother for no good reason. When will we learn? So now, all right, I'm running a song about this. Come on. Sending you love and creative vibes of writing a song about it. I love it. I love it. And the more we have the discussion in an elevated way that challenges the belief systems and indeed disintegrates and just lets go of these old systems. Hey, boo, how you loving? The faster we can get somewhere. You gotta let that old shit die. We have, as humans, we have attachments And our attachments are very dangerous because, okay, we're attached to our kids when our kids were 3. The kid is 4, the kid is 5, the kid is 16. We still want them to be, oh, they're about to get a car, get a license. We're too afraid to let them drive because we have not acknowledged that this person is 16, 17, 18 and in a whole new place. And somewhere in ourselves, we still want them to be this little, my little girl, my little boy. We have attachments. We got a whole rack of attachments. And if we go inside the unconscious mind, we will quickly see all of our attachments. If we give ourselves that much love and self-regard to look at ourselves. And when you look at self, honestly, purely, without, guilt or hate, say self-hatred, just honestly look at self. Like, oh, wow, I have a whole rack of attachments. I have attachments to my beliefs. I have attachments to how I think things should be. I have attachments to people. I have attachments to old lovers. I have attachments to my kids. I have attachments to my mama, my daddy. Wow, I got a whole rack of attachments. And these attachments are a problem. Why? Because the third dimension is always changing. The third dimension is always changing. This is what the third dimension is doing. It's morphing. It's continually morphing. So if you get attached to this thing and this thing is morphing, do you see that it's going to bring you through the ringer? Because you're attached. And everything in this third dimension is a great big old becoming. It's a morphing. It's morphing. It's morphing. It's morphing. It's not even the same time we started. The tree outside is not the same as when we started this conversation. Your body is not the same as when we started this conversation. Your body is making trillions of cells and killing trillions of cells. In 1 hour, your body will change. But we're still attached to what our body looked like back in, I don't know, when we were 18. I'm looking at my body, oh, I used to be. Well, you used to be. That's when you were 18. That was before you had 3 children. That was before you breastfed 3 children. So that's an attachment to how you used to look at 18, Valerie. That's an attachment. We can see our attachments if we just look at our thoughts non-discriminately. Let me just look at what I'm thinking. Oh my, look at all these attachments. Look at all these shoulds. I should have done that. I should have done this. I should be doing this. I should be doing this. Oh, why didn't I do that? Full of judgments. They shouldn't do that. Why are they doing that? That shouldn't happen. Judging everyone and everything. You see, these are the reasons that we lose our way when it looks like things are melting down. It's melting down. Let it. Let it. Let's tell some stories because I feel that stories. What story do I need to tell? Man, I got so many stories of attachment. I'll give you this one. When I was evicted, this is a good one. You'll love this story. It doesn't sound like it starts off so good, but I promise you, it's got a good ending. It's got a happy ending. Hey, I'm here. Many years ago, I was going through this hellacious time in my life. Hellacious. And I am... love story time, right? Because these Kaisi stories will make your hands stand on it and forget about it. Okay. I was living in this apartment. And this particular apartment, cute apartment. Oh my goodness, love this apartment, love this apartment. And I was having a time paying the rent in this apartment. Now, somehow I got the apartment. And I've always had these beautiful places where I live. Like you never saw me live in a rat hole. Every place I've ever lived, whether I had money, didn't have money, good credit, didn't have credit, I always manifest these beautiful homes. And always manifest these beautiful homes, even with bad credit. It doesn't matter. Because why? Because that's my consciousness. So the universe has to give it to me, right? Well, I was in this particular apartment, really cute apartment. It was perfect for what I was looking for. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you when I was in this apartment. I was in this apartment when I filmed how I became a Christian witch. I was in that very apartment. Go look back at that apartment and you will see. This is 2008. I love that my whole life is chronicled, like, not my whole life, but at least the last 11 years of my life is chronicled right here on YouTube. So anyway, I'm in this apartment during that time. Was that the apartment? That was the apartment. And this apartment, wow, I was having such a tumultuous time. And here's why I was having such a tumultuous time. Because we were in the middle of separation and divorce and custody. So we had already gotten a divorce. 2008, we first separated. I went and bought my own home out on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. About 4 years later, about around 2012, somewhere around there, around 2012, I think it was, I moved to this particular apartment. So I'm in this apartment, was it 2012, 2011, somewhere around there. So I'm in this apartment and money stops flowing for whatever reason, not for whatever reason. I'll tell you why money stopped flowing, because I know exactly why, because I do have self-awareness on this matter, not on all things on this matter. Money stopped flowing because I was in a constricted state of consciousness, only focused on my daughter, Veronica, who's now 19. That was it. I wasn't focused on anything else. And the very horrible, what I perceived, the very horrible experience of letting my child go. Now, what does this mean? It doesn't mean, see, my mind made up something that it didn't mean. Here's what happened in fact. And then I'm going to tell you what happened in my mind. Please understand, facts and your mind is two different things, because your mind is making up all kinds of shit that's not true. Fact. My husband and I were separated, getting a divorce. Fact. My husband and I created a parenting agreement with the mediator, with both of us present, going line by line. Fact. My husband and I had joint physical custody of Veronica. Fact. My husband and I have joint legal custody of Veronica. Fact. We both voluntarily entered into the agreement. Those are all facts. My mind, oh, where's my baby? Lost my baby. The baby's at her dad's. She's coming back over here. She's going to her dad's. She's coming back over. That's what was happening in reality. She's going to her dad's. She's coming over here. Why was my mind having a meltdown over that? Nobody took your child. She was at her dad's and then she was over here. I had an attachment. Now let me tell you how deep this attachment went. Are y'all ready for how deep this attachment went? When this baby was born, Miss Veronica, no one could watch her. No one could touch her. Any crazy moms out there like me? No, nobody could watch the baby. This is my baby. First of all, no, this is God's child that God let you babysit. Okay, Valerie, this is not my baby. This is not your baby. So didn't the universe have to show me you got a big old attachment to a person? This is my baby. No, you can't watch the baby. I'm the boss of the baby. Who appointed you the boss of the baby? Because the baby, a soul, let's just talk about the truth. A soul chose to come here through your womb and you said yes and you lended your womb to this baby. But now all of a sudden you the boss of the baby? I don't think so. Right? Would y'all watch that? Would y'all watch that? I was about to learn a big old lesson. And the universe was just looking at me. God and not God, because God never judges, right? God, Goddess, I am never judges. The angels, the spirit guides, the ancestors were looking at me like, did she say that was her baby? Look at this nut. She acting like this is her baby. She don't even want the daddy to be with her. This child. All right, they had to have a round table in heaven about me. Okay, this child has lost her mind. Now, what are going to be the protocols for getting this child back on track? Because this child is crazy right now. That's what happens. When you're crazy, all your people get together in heaven and they have round tables about you. Okay. He's out of control. Now, what are we going to do about it? They do something about it. They don't let you, they do something about that. Okay. It's called your wonderful life lessons, your lovely curriculum. Okay. Let's go deeper on why did I have this attachment. Ooh, you're gonna love this part. I had the attachment to the baby because of loss. I had had 2 miscarriages and 1 that was very deep in the pregnancy, about 5 months, in which I had gotten pregnant a couple of times. One time I got pregnant, they called it a, what is it when you, it's not a fully formed blastophis when it first starts out. So it wasn't really a pregnancy, so it just washed out, right? Even though you will test positive on a pregnancy test. Now, mind you, let me give you a little more detail to this story, because this story is deep. And when I tell you the ending of this story, you will love it. The husband that I had at the time was my second husband. When I came to the relationship, I had 2 children, boy and girl, Corey and Sarai. I'm good. Corey, you know, C. Evans, the artist. Sarai, you know, is Gaia Ethereal. I'm good. I got boy and girl. I'm good. And when we got together, my daughter, you promised let me see what it says. You promised a while ago to give us a video on the Matrix. Oh, all right. Thank you for the reminder, Roger. I'm going to do it. Thank you for the reminder. See, y'all need y'all to keep me on point. It's coming up. So, I had a boy and girl. He had 1 son. He always wanted a daughter. He always wanted a daughter. And every time we would go out, he would see this little girls, he would be like, oh, like he just wanted his baby girl. And I was like, I'm good. I got a son and a daughter. I already had a baby girl. I'm good. And he just was like, oh. Like every time we would go somewhere, he would see a little girl. And the little girls would always look at him and, you know, smile. And he would just be like, right? So eventually we got to the place in our relationship where we said, you know what? Our relationship is solid and stable enough. We're doing what we want to be doing. I was financial planner at American Express. I was doing some real estate investing. He had won $17 million in the lottery, so money was not an issue. So let's have a baby. So we decide we're going to have a baby. Get pregnant the first time, not a valid pregnancy. Yay. Now this is an emotional roller coaster because of course you get the pregnancy test, it's positive, woohoo, about to have a baby. Now, I was almost 40 at the time. I never had any issues with being pregnant because the other ones I had in my 20s. So I wasn't thinking about anything about pregnancy. Well, or any challenges with regard to pregnancy. So the first time, okay. Doctor said it wasn't a viable fetus. Okay, went away. All right. Emotional roller coaster, but we're pressing on. Next time, get pregnant. This time, being very careful, pregnancy. I still think I have all these positive pregnancy tests. I keep them. I think I still have them in storage somewhere. Get a positive pregnancy test. Okay. All right. You're on pins and needles because you don't know if this is going to be a valid. And we don't tell anyone until after the first trimester because we got to keep it a secret because we don't know what might happen. After the first trimester, things are going well. All is well. Baby's proceeding. Great. One day I'm in my home and I'm moving around, start spotting, cramping. Go to the doctor. I think I was about 5 months. I think I had just given to 5 months, somewhere around there. It was long enough for people to know that we were having a baby. And got to the doctor. They said this baby is aborting on its own. And I sat on the toilet in the GYN's doctor's office, which was right across from the hospital. You know how they have a office connected to the hospital. And that baby came out in the toilet. And I was devastated. Devastated. Go home, I think I'm going to put all this in a book. Go home, out of it. Out of it, out of it, out of it. Sad, unconsolable, out of it. Time goes by, eventually get pregnant again. I'm like this. I mean, the emotions are just all over the place. Get pregnant again. And we're like on top of it like every second. At the doctor like every moment. Heartbeat's fine, everything's fine, but we're still like on bated breath. Like we never really like dropped our guard. We never really like just, okay, everything's cool, everything's good, because we didn't have the luxury of doing that. Because people who have seen much trial think much trial is on the horizon. They don't trust that everything could be beautiful and smooth sailing, because it haven't been. As a matter of fact, it's been hell. And I don't know what heaven looks like anymore, even though that's where I came from. So we're getting there, everything's together, everything's moving fine, everything's fine. We get 6 months, 7 months, that's right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like you be walking kind of on edge and you're bracing yourself. You're not just throwing yourself into life, loving life and exploring and, you know, jumping into new adventures. You're kind of moving like this. What was that? Was that you, Rona? Kind of how Rona had all of us, right? You can't get out of it. Even when you want to, I couldn't get out of it. Even when I wanted to, as long as I had that baby in my womb, I was kind of on alert, but kind of trying to be joyful at the same time, because I knew that was going to be it. She was going to be soaking in that, and I didn't want her marinating in fear. Yet I was aware that fear was very present. And I also was aware, let me breathe and let me release some of this fear. But that was 20 years ago. I was not enlightened. I was getting there. I knew enough to know that I had to keep myself as peaceful as I could for this baby. She was due April 30th. A full month before, now mind you, let me give you this other part too. I had fibroid tumors in the belly. They found the fibroid tumors long before I got pregnant. What were the fibroid tumors about? This was still when I was a financial planner, when I was living my former life being a corporate person. What was the tumors about? Unexpressed creativity. Ooh, this is not to diagnose any illness. If you have fibroid tumors, see your healthcare professional. I just have to throw that blanket disclaimer in there. I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you what was going on for me. And let me tell you something. You, right, Aurora Day? You're talking the sacral chakra. I'm talking spirituality now. I'm not talking your physical body and going to the doctor. Go to the doctor if you need to go to the doctor. Go to the acupuncturist. Go to the energy healer. Go to the Reiki master. Go to all of them. All the ones you feel led to go to. Go to the GYN, all of that. I'm telling you the metaphysical, spiritual genesis for me of the fibroid tumors in the sacral chakra, the womb, where creativity and sensuality, that's the seat of your creativity. All your creations come from the womb area, and for men, it's the reproductive area. And when we do not express the creativity that's there, in one form or another, it doesn't have to be expressed by children. It can be expressed by your children in the world, creating a spiritual center, creating books, creating art, creating music, you're supposed to be creating. Whatever that looks like for you. If you're not birthing that stuff into the world, where does that energy go? That's an energy. That energy gets congealed and clamped down, because I was like, I would feel like writing, but no, I gotta go do this stuff at American Express. I would feel like expressing, but no, I don't have time for that right now. It's energetic. And that energy just congealed, that suppressed, locked down energy just began to congeal. Okay? I have 5 children myself. I love it. So before I got pregnant, they had already told me these fibroids might have an issue. You got one in here the size of a grapefruit, and I'm just sitting there like, we could take it out. What do you want to do? We could freeze it out. That don't sound good. I was like, no. We could go in and do this and that. Everything, every solution they told me sounded like a no. I was like, no. So happy I didn't have any of those, because guess what? They began to heal on their own when I aligned with the truth of who I am. You see, there's a healing presence inside of you, a doctor of your own spirit, higher self, that can heal anything inside your body. And I'm not telling you not to go to a doctor. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you, as you go to the doctor and as you get something to heal, like if your arm is falling off, don't say, I have a healer inside me that can help my arm right now. You better go to the freaking doctor while you're in the doctor and they're healing you. Know inside your consciousness that the healer that's healing you is the inner healer. Don't become dependent upon the doctor doing something. They're just helping the inner healer. Your mind is the only thing that ever healed you from anything. It's your mind. Oh my God, gotta go deep within yourself, right? Okay. So, a full month before she was due April 30th. Full month before she was due. Pains. Whew, okay, call a doctor immediately. Actually, it was a Saturday, and it was a whole month before she was due. This was Saturday, something like March 31st, because she was born on April 2nd on a Monday. And Saturday, the plug came out, the mucus plug. The plug come out. That means the baby is about to. Birth is imminent, and there's nothing you can do to turn back birth. I get on the phone right away. Now, me and the dad were not living together. I still had my home, he had his home, we had everything planned. We're gonna go to the hospital. This time we're gonna go to the hospital. He was building his house. By the time his house was gonna be completely finished and everything, then we were gonna move over there into his home once we came home with the baby and blah, 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 okay. We had the whole little plan worked out. How about you have your plans and then here comes life. Hey, you had a plan? Let's just bust that up. Let's just bust up your little plan. Okay? Well, dang, there goes my plan. All right, now. Isn't that what life does, Aurora Day? Here goes this is your best plan. Oh, this is going to work out. I can see it. You have it all written out on paper. You have the whole thing planned out. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is very good. And here come life. Okay, we're not doing that. They're like, damn. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. This baby is not coming now. This mucus plug just came out. This baby is about to come. Call the doctor. The baby's coming. Chill, relax. Yeah, maybe the mucus plug comes out, but sometimes it comes out 2 weeks in advance. And guess what? If the baby's due April 30th, you know it could be 2 weeks on the front, 2 weeks on the back. Chill, relax. I'm like, but you know me, I can't relax. Okay. All right. Well, Sunday comes. This is literally what I say to myself. I can't have this baby yet because I sure don't want her to be born on April Fool's Day. Who says that? I always tell her now, you know, I crossed my legs for the whole day so you wouldn't come on April Fool's. It was like, if this baby coming April Fool's is not a good birthday for this child. No. April 2nd. I still have client appointments. I'm still doing my thing at American Express. I'm still got clients to see because I'm still racking up my paper because I'm an independent contractor. I don't work as an employee for American Express. I have my own financial planning practice like a franchise. And if I don't work it, where's the money going to be, okay? I need a certain level of money to do what I'm going to do in my life. So we still had clients coming in because I still felt great. We were going to keep working all the way up until whenever I couldn't work anymore. So I had a client that night, Monday night, 7 p.m. I had a client. Here go me talking to my assistant. I just kept feeling some kind of way, right? I just kept feeling, Okay, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, I've been having these pains and they have not been regular. They were sporadic. You know how, and I've had 2 kids before. I kind of how to know how they, you go to the doctor, no, not yet, go home. Go to the doctor, no, not yet, go home. Go to the doctor, no, not yet, go home. It's like, I don't want to keep doing this. Okay, well, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I said, I think I'm going to go to the doctor because these pains, I just kept feeling like, you better get yourself to the doctor. I get to they were like, oh, she was like, okay, well, I just want to check everything just to make sure everything's okay. The doctor was like, come on, let's just check everything and see everything. I got to the doctor at 4 o'clock. He looks down there, he says, mother, this baby is coming today. I said, listen to me. This baby can't come today? This baby, no, I have to go to work. He looked at me, he said, mother, this baby is coming today. Take yourself across, there was a little parking lot across to the hospital. Take yourself to the hospital right now. I can't go back home and get my bag. Mother, take yourself to I think he had to say it 3 times. I was like, I wasn't getting it. This baby's not due for a month. Go now. Then the worry set in. Oh my goodness, how are her lungs going to be? Because the lungs are the last thing to like develop right in the womb. How are her lungs going to be? Is she developed enough? I didn't even know if it was a she or he because we didn't want to know. Is the baby developed? Is the baby going to be okay? He's like, I think the baby is going to be fine. It's that your uterus is measuring 40 weeks because the fibroids are in there with the baby. And she was probably like, I ain't got enough room in here. I'm getting out of here. She came out 5 pounds, 4 ounces that night, about 8 o'clock. If I had stayed home, I would have had that baby at home. About 3 or 4 hours later, she was here. She came out 5 pounds, 4 ounces, checked her, perfectly fine, perfectly fine. And guess what she told us? She was like, I wasn't going to be no tourist. She told us that. Now, isn't that an Aries all day long? This soul is like, no, this soul knows what this soul is doing. I'm going to be an Aries. I'm not being a Taurus. No. And that little fiery child, she's still like that today, to this day. She's just turned 19 last month. Now that I give you the backstory of the baby, can you see why, oh man, them Aries fire babies, they something, they will light your whole world on fire. Can you see now why, when I had her, I was like, I was like, every second, every move, I was nursing the baby. Can mama hold the baby? You can hold the baby. I was standing right there. Like, this is a very precious prized possession. This ain't no possession. This is a soul. Okay. I'm nursing the baby, taking care of the baby. Everybody's around, helping with the baby, looking at the baby, but the baby don't never go very far. I say, I'm getting ready to go get the kids from school. I'm taking the baby with me. Right, Cassandra? Look, great mother, Karima. You know how we get. I mean, it's too much. This is not a mother. This is a smother. I was being a smother. I acknowledge my smotherness, my smotherliness. I acknowledge, and I forgive all my smotherly days. I was a great big old smother, and I acknowledge it, and I happily let it go. And here's how you know you're a smother. If you got abandonment issues, you are a smother. See, and this is not just mother for mothers. This is for fathers too, because the abandonment issues are playing in the back of the consciousness. They're playing in the background. And abandonment, you think somebody's going to leave you, or somehow it's going to be some kind of separation. So that's what was fueling. Before I really got to it in the deep in the shadow, that's what was fueling the smother. Abandonment. Abandonment is not oneness. It's not unity. It's not love. It's not perfection. So, one day I was getting ready to go get the kids from school. I put the baby in the car seat. Let the baby. Grandma was here. Her daddy's mama. Grandma was here. Dad. This is Dad. Let the baby stay with me and Grandma. No. She might need to nurse while I'm And Veronica just sitting there looking around like, these are crazy people. But I knew they were crazy before I came because I chose this mother and I chose this father. Baby just sitting there looking back and forth at mama and daddy. Both of y'all got issues, but it's okay. I'm going to help y'all. And to this day, Veronica is still helping us with our issues. To this day. Now, if you can see that this was quite the story to share with you how the attachments happen, they're born of fear, what fuels hovering and smothering, being a helicopter parent, fear, attachments. What does that have to do with right now? This is what this has to do with right now. I tell you that story because when we came to the divorce proceedings, and I actually had to give this baby up from being with me 24/7, 365, which she was for the first 7 years of her life. I used to actually ask that. Now look at the crazy woman I was. Will you please pick up this child from school sometimes? He was probably looking at me like, you don't let her out your sight. A person like that, then I'm overwhelmed. Help me with the baby. You overwhelmed because you want to be. They're looking at me like, okay, must be postpartum. You know, maybe the hormones. They didn't say nothing to me, but clearly I was crazy. I'm happy to acknowledge it because that's not the real me. That's not the real you. So, when we get to the divorce and custody, you mean this child actually has to be out of my seeing, out of my constant everyday care, out of my, I don't know what you're going to do to her hair. How you going to do her hair? I'll learn how to do her hair. That was me. Attachments. Attachments. They cause suffering. When this world is melting down, which it is and will continue to do until we have a new world, let it go. Don't be attached to how it was before. It was like that, and now it's like this. It was like that with the baby, and now it's like this. Okay. I could have been at perfect peace the entire time if not for my attachments. I would have been at perfect peace the entire time. I would have been at perfect peace if the baby had gone across the world and I hadn't seen the baby in 10 years. I would have been at perfect peace if I didn't have attachments and if I completely trusted the universe of life for its perfection and its beauty and know that this too has some wonderful purpose beyond what I can see in the current moment. I would have been perfectly at peace. But when we're in it, we can't see all that. How do you keep you cool when the whole world is melting down? Give up your attachments to what was. PBG. Pause, breathe, go within. Do you need a PBG? PBG, pause. Oh my God, a riot. This is bad, this is very bad. Pause, breathe, go within. Ask your heart, is this very bad? Well, actually, no, it's very good because this whole thing needs to be reorganized and restructured. Oh, thank you. PBG. And thirdly, this is what's going to really pull you through to be cool and calm and somewhat keep your head. I'm not saying that you're supposed to walk through all of life like this cold cucumber, not feeling anything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're very engaged with life. And how do you stay in peace and high vibration even as things around you melt down, right? Even as things around you melt down. You stay there by your daily spiritual practice. This is one of the first things we address in the mystery school. And if you apply to come into the program, christianwitches.com, click on initiation. We're initiating witches and wizards, warlocks, and mages of all ages. When you come into the mystery school, you'll be with me on Zoom, and we'll be talking, and we'll be working through these things, and we'll be coaching, and we'll be supporting in a group environment. When you come into the community in the mystery school, one of the first things you get to do is set up your daily spiritual practice. See, because if you make a practice of peace, a practice of bliss, a practice of breath, a practice of praise, a practice of thankfulness, you can only get but so crazy. You might lose your footing for a second, like, woo, that was a big gust of wind that came by. It won't take you out. Why? Because you have that foundation. You have a foundation within yourself. That's my go-to. That's my rock of Gibraltar. My daily practice is prayer, living a meditative lifestyle, being in oneness all the time as much as you can. That way you don't have to try to get yourself into that. You see, this should be a whole book. Oh my God, Ujo Wanjet, I love it. I think maybe we will transcribe this show and make it into a book, because when you consider it, everything is for you. Nothing is against you. I found this out in life. Nothing is against you. The divorce, the custody, the evictions, the foreclosures, the repos, the bankruptcies, everything's for you. Everything's for you. 2 divorces I've had. Everything's for you. What does that mean? It means it's at your back. It means it's helping you. It means it's making you stronger, better, faster, wiser. So if you keep the paradigm, everything is for me, you won't look at things and think, oh my God, this is terrible. This is setting me back. This is horrible. This shouldn't be happening. Get rid of all the judgments. Get rid of all the attachments. Get rid of all the againstness. There's nothing against you. Nothing in this whole cosmos. Life cannot be against itself. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. Everything is perfectly prescribed by law and the laws of this great universe. Okay? And this is how you get to, oh, this story was for you. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Because this was my journey. And this continues to be my journey. And I continue to share what of my journey I'm inspired and led to share in the moment. A lot of times I have no idea what I'm going to talk about on Freedom TV. I do know this Thursday we have a special guest coming on Freedom TV. A lot of times I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know what it is. I'm just open. Spirit, what are we talking about today? Spirit, higher self. I don't want to think up something. I'm like, Spirit, whatever I do, please don't let me think up something. Please don't let me think up something, because my mind is crazy. It's not going to happen. What is the inspiration? What is the flow in the moment? There's no plan. You don't need a plan. You need a prayer. You don't need a plan. You need a prayer. You see, because moment by moment, Spirit will tell you. I don't know what the event just did, but it was doing something on its own. Anyway, anywho, to close, have an intention, have a vision. Have prayer, have powerful tools, spiritual tools that you can weather any storm. And indeed, right now on planet Earth, we have a storm, and we're gonna be a-okay, because when nature creates a storm, it's to cleanse and to clear and to become the compost for something new to arise. And the spring after the storm is just beautiful. I love you. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. ValerieLove.com. Kaisi out. Peace.